Okay. Guess what? I have a mic today. My house is quiet, so I'm able to put a mic up. Do I need to do anything else? Can you recall? I think that's it. Let's pop the chat out. Got some people in there already, but let me just pop the chat out. I know you guys can't see anything yet, but I'm still just kind of moving things around a little bit. Just getting my screen set up. We got Blue Moon and Premnath Art. Hello. Sorry if I'm not saying your names correctly, guys. How's it going? Welcome. As I clear my throat. Okay, let's get into it. So, we're still working on this guy right here. I probably will be for the next couple of weeks, honestly, because I can only do like one drawing or two a day, honestly. If that, and each drawing takes around maybe somewhere between 15 minutes, you know, so, how many we're looking at here? So this is around 100 and, how many frames is this? It's almost a 200 frame shot, so, you know, it's over 100 drawings, and if I only do one a day, tops 2 a day, you know, that's how long. And then some days not anything. If I'm just busy, I'm too busy doing freelance or something, I don't have time to work on it. I did a little bit yesterday. I did like 2 drawings or something. I did these 2, which I don't love, these 2 drawings. Actually, his head's looking like it's stuck a little bit, and by that I mean the positioning of it is more or less kind of rooted to that area right there in the frame, so I don't love that. And if any of the audio is off, anyone please let me know in the chat, that would be great. I'm assuming you people can hear my voice, by the way. The microphone seems on, at least I think it is. Yeah, I see a little thing telling me it's on. But I'll be more or less silent as I start working. You know, if you have any questions, by all means, please let me know with anything. But for the most part, I'm going to be silent because I'm thinking. So this part here, you know, there's some keyframe based stuff on his animation. Baloo's animation is because I wasn't happy with, I didn't push his drawings enough because I wanted his sniff to be exaggerated. So when I originally had it, he was kind of more or less, again, centralized. Like he was going up but not enough. So I just applied a little keyframe based animation and shoved the drawings up. You can see like the line down here, how much I shoved him up. So I need to get in there and finish these drawings out. Look at that, I didn't even do it in between. What is that? Let me check my chart. 118 probably just goes right in the middle. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we do that? Let's fix this. Let's fix this drawing. We didn't finish it. Obviously I didn't finish the drawing like a total tool. So let's do that. And it might be advantageous to go into my drawing view. Just so it removes all the transform on it. I need to work on my my posture, my physical posture as I sit here and work. One of the things I say to my students often is be kind to how you work. Your physical self, that is, over the course of time. And by time I mean over the course of your life. If you have bad working habits, they come back to haunt you. And I've noticed I've been getting more and more kind of crouched over. Like, as I'm drawing, I just start to bend over more and more and more. And it leads to all kinds of, like, discomfort. And so, that's correct. It leads to all kinds of discomfort. So I'm trying to not do that as much. I'm trying to just sit up nice and straight and have my arms relaxed and not apply as much pressure. I can definitely feel in my hand. I've been working a lot lately. My hand feels a little tight. Okay, let's fix these drawings. Let's concentrate on this part. So let's just do the keys. Just move this out of the way. But again, this stream is only going to be like about 30 minutes or something, so. Let's get to work. Should be working right now. But here I am. Let's get the breakdown. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just repairing the artwork so that we don't see any slippage. So when the camera renders out, you know, we don't see any weird, like, we don't see any weird gaps when the camera renders out. So that's what I'm doing right now. What was I in the middle of doing? Oh, the breakdown, I did that. So let's go back here and do this. That one looks okay. I don't need to do anything for that one. That's one of the things I often see a lot in student work. They'll have, like, here, let me find a frame that I didn't fix yet. They'll have this type of stuff where, you know, let me turn the onion skin off, where you could see, you know, things are drawn like this. And so, like, that's, you know, it's a detail thing. It's not really, has nothing to do with the actual animation itself, but it does kind of lend itself to your thought process and how you perceive your work and how you want to present your work. So this is like one of those things that's like a little detail, but it makes a big difference. So let's just get back to actually preparing this a little better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my retake. Use my retake buttons so that I can kind of filter out what's inside of my onion skin. Off and turn the next one on. Actually, let me think here for a second. Tell you what. Let's do that. And we'll fix the onion skin. 3, 2, 2 in front, 2 in back. Just fixing all of this stuff. It's minor, but when you see it in playback, it would be obvious. That sequence in. See, now it's nice and below the camera. And we'll have to fix these next. So let's fix these next. And we'll redo the process to clean up some of this a little bit. Again, like I said, not very exciting, this particular aspect, but nonetheless, it's important. I usually just play chiptunes over my stream because, I don't know, well, one, I just love chiptunes, period, but two, they don't really get dinged on YouTube. Not often, anyway. Sometimes I do. I had some Silent Hill stuff last week that got copyright, whatever. I would rather just opt to have no audio. So look, this is not. In there at some point, fix his lip sync too.
You know,
there we go. See, now I repaired, so now it looks like he lifts up. There's no seams or gaps. That's what that's all about.
Nothing like a little afternoon soiree, is there, baby? You know something?
See, that works so much better now.
Nothing like a little afternoon soiree, is there, baby? You know something? This is nectar of the gods.
Okay, so that's where we are. I think what I want to continue to do is just maybe keep working on these in-betweens between here. I've been using your advice you gave me, and it's really been helping me out. Drawing is much easier now. Oh, great! What advice? I don't know what I get. What did I say? What advice did I give you? I don't even remember. I hope it was good. But for the most part, I'm just going to sit here and for the rest of the stream, I have 2 more in-betweens I'm going to get in here, and that's probably all I'll be able to do today, because I need to get back to work. What advice did I give you? I hope it was good. What did I do? Tell you to draw from life? That's typically what I tell. Or maybe it was like drawing wire hangers or something. What was it? Which is true, it's not fun. It's that type of stuff isn't fun, but you know, it's like realism, looking at real life, etc. Yeah, Blue Moon, it's I always say that to my students. It's never the answer they want to hear. They just want to draw their favorite characters and stuff, and I get it, man. I totally get it. But certainly a large part, especially when your students get upset when they hear this, younger students, you know, all they want to do is just draw their favorite stuff. What they're missing is kind of like the internal Rolodex. That's kind of like, if you even know what a Rolodex is, like the internal library that's in your head that directly feeds this type of stuff, you know? When you're in life and you're looking at things in life and making observations in life, you're learning how to interpret that, and then how that comes out of your hand and into this. You know, it directly feeds this. So that's why you can't get enough of it. You can't get enough of drawing from life. Still life, which I don't do as much as I used to anymore. I used to love I didn't love still life, I'll be honest with you, but I do wish I could do it more. I used to love drapery. I used to love, in class, my teachers would put big giant drapery things up. Look, now I'm just sitting here babbling. I used to love drapery, learning how to draw the folds and how the light would hit it. I loved, and using Conte crayon. Oh my goodness, I've used Conte crayon in so long. I love that. I loved Conte. I discovered it in college and really enjoyed it. Didn't like charcoal so much, but I did like Conte. And you just learn so much. And then all that stuff, observing people, you know what I mean? And how they walk or talk or gesture. It fills your head, and then you can do this type of stuff, you know, because one of the things I often see, especially in student works, when they're doing their stuff that they love, you know, their characters that they love, they start to repeat what they already see, or if they've already known, they already know from previous works, pieces of animation that they already love, and when you do that, you're stifling yourself, and you're not really learning how to grow beyond what you already your comfort, you know what I mean? You're in your comfort zone, and you're not learning how to push beyond your comfort zone. So that's why I always give that bit of advice. Well, I'm certainly really blabbing. So that's why I always say that type of stuff, you know? Because when you're dealing with realism, when you're dealing with still life, let's get a new drawing in here for crying out loud. When you're dealing with still life and life drawing from the model, from a real person, either clothed or not, you know, there's no faking it. You can't trick it. Everyone knows intrinsically what a person looks like, how they sit, how they stand. what their anatomy is. Everyone has the same anatomy, even though we're bigger, shorter, whatever. We still all technically have the same anatomy, and just how it's represented and expressed in real life is that's what makes us different from each other. Is how how the hips work or whatever. But the look, come on, see when I'm blabbing, it's hard for me to concentrate. But they all work the same. Our hips function the same. We have these ball and socket joints that make our legs move. But how they are expressed on different people is what makes us different and unique and fun, honestly. So, but learning how that stuff works will just feed into all of that stuff as you grow and learn and learn how to do more stuff. That's why I always say that. And I know sometimes I've even heard in the college level that some students will poo-poo learning from the model or learning from life, and all they want to do is what they want to do, and that's cool. I wouldn't say that's, you want to do it. You obviously want to do what's in your head and get it out of your head so that people can see it and put it into the world. But when you're a student, you're learning because you don't know what you don't know. And I remember myself, I remember when I was younger, like a teenager, I hated like Cézannes and stuff like that, impressionist art, impressionist work. And when I got into college, I kind of like looked at it and started studying it, and I started loving Cézanne. I understood. I was like, wow, okay, I understand what the guy's trying to do, and it made an impression on me. And I had no idea that I would even, as a young person, like in high school, I had no idea that would have an impression on me. And it did. Or even Buster Keaton. I go back to Buster Keaton all the time. I would have thought about Buster Keaton or any like the old, like a silent film. And I remember we took film classes, and I loved Buster Keaton. I remember thinking, wow, it never even occurred to me that I would watch a Buster Keaton movie and learn from it, because you see the pantomime and how clear it is, and the storytelling, and how it all just feeds into animation. So you never know. What's it like working in the animation industry? How do you feel about making children and even adults happy with the stuff you help put out? I mean, that's great. Everything you do is, I love working in animation. It's got its ups and downs, certainly, for sure. It's not a perfect industry. There certainly has things about it that I wish would change. All kinds of things. I wish the work wasn't so, sometimes the work can be catch as catch can. Sometimes you go through spells of not working. I've been fortunate that I have been able to work very consistently over the years, largely because I'm always trying to keep myself busy and constantly trying to learn new things too. So that's one of the things I do love about it, that the industry, for me, it's always fresh because I'm always trying to learn something new, whereas some people, they get stuck in their ways or whatever, and they don't want to learn something new. They're like, why would you want to do it that way or this way? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Learn. It's always fresh. There's always something new. So I always feel like the industry for me is always something that I can always look at with the eyes of a student. I always say that to my kids, my students, I call them my kids sometimes, my college-age students. I'm like, always have the idea that you are a student. Even after you graduate college and leave college, you're always, if you think that way, you'll never be bored. You'll always be learning something new. And just today, I was on Twitter and I was flipping through my feed, and I saw someone, I don't know, it was like they had Paramount Plus, more Ninja Turtle stuff is on Paramount Plus, which is cool. More Rise is on Paramount Plus, and someone used one of my shots as their GIF, Mikey going woohoo or whatever. So it's always fun whenever you kind of come across my work. Whenever you come across. Now his nose got a little smaller, and I'm not happy about that. I blew it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little shift and trace. Just to see if I can steal. Look how off it is. Dang. That's not good. Let's fix it. His nose is way off. And I know his nose is changing perspective a little bit too, so let's just drop this in for a second and see how it works. Oh, his nose is smaller here too. Oh, his nose is smaller here too. Shoot, so I got some fixing to do here. You love Rise. Good, that's awesome. Glad to hear it. Well, you're in luck because there's a little bit more on its way. Some new Rise is on the way, which I'm not telling you anything that you don't probably already know. The showrunners have been out there tweeting away. More Rise is certainly on the way. Ah, shoot. I think it's a great show. I know that it has its detractors. There's some members of the audience who don't love it, but that's alright. It's not for them. That's the other thing I've learned too, is like not everything I do, you know, there's always going to be someone who doesn't love what you do. You know, for the longest time I did a lot of preschool stuff for like a YouTube channel, and you know, I'm sure you, for example, wouldn't care one iota of that work. But, you know, I've had people who have seen that, who have children, little ones, and they go, oh, I've seen that, yeah, we watched that with my children, and I'm like, great, awesome, so, you know. I remember when I saw, not too long ago, there was some high school kids, this was a couple years ago, so those kids are probably in college now, but, you know, they were doing like, it was a thing to do in schools, like in high schools, they were taking the Little Einsteins theme song and like doing dances to it. And I just thought that was so cool. I don't know, you know, that for them they were obviously of the age to enjoy Little Einsteins when we worked on it, and you know, for them they were like, oh, let's shoot. You know, for them, I'm blabbing a little too much and I'm kind of not paying attention to my work. But for them, those high schoolers at that point in time, Little Einstein was this, oh, remember that thing when we were little? Remember that show? And they had a fun time with it, and I thought that was great. I worked on Little Einsteins. That was one of my first jobs. Nose is looking a little better. Which game? Joab Jobs. Which games are these from? I don't know actually. I'll tell you in a second. Oh, where to go? It's just it. Oh, this is all from Ganbare Goemon. This is probably the Game Boy one in particular. So this playlist is from. I'll put it in the chat. This guy's great. I love Ryan Landry's YouTube channel. I suddenly don't know how to function. What am I doing? This is the VRC6 version of these soundtracks. There, I threw it in there. Which means this is, I don't know who did it. They took, Shimione, I think a Japanese musician who goes by that name, took a bunch of classic Konami soundtracks and changed them to the VRC6 channel, chip, to kind of update the sounds. If you don't know what the VRC6 is, that's a sound chip in the NES. Actually, no. It was in particular cartridges, most famously in the Castlevania 3. And it added more sound channels to it. I don't know all the technical. I just know it sounds great. I love it. Anyway, there you go. Go enjoy that. Yep, there's a whole bunch of them in there. I'm hoping I gave you the playlist. Oh, great. I think I used, yeah, from this list, I used Quark, the VRC6 version of Quark for my demo reel. Borrowed it. I don't know if I'll be able to have the microphone up next week when I do this. A lot of it has to do with just what's going on in my house at any particular time. And right now I just have a moment of no one in here. Just has more to do with privacy. Sometimes the kids are here. But today they're in school. Struggle with his hands. These paws are, you know, in the movie, in the Jungle Book movie, all of a sudden Baloo will, especially at the end, I noticed it. He will suddenly just sprout hands, like all of a sudden he has, like, you know, a hand. So I think they kind of play fast and loose with, you know, my model sheets here. Where are they? So these model sheets I got from Andreas Staja's book, and I definitely think I have a lot of proportion problems. I think I made his head way too big. These particular ones were done by I think these look like Ollie, but that's a Frank Thomas one, which I feel like I skew a little more towards Frank Thomas. But these are Ollie, like, you know, the paws are very flat. So these are my model sheets I've been using. These look like Frank Thomas drawings. This is also, I know this is a Frank Thomas. So even Baloo himself changes from, I'm pretty sure these are Frank. I don't think these are Milt. I forget. I'll have to check the book. But I know I have his proportions not quite right, and, you know, I got it. He's a little chunkier, and, you know, they play his snout a little more sharper. But look at that. You know, I kind of fell in love with that shape of the nose a bit more, and certainly the eye shape a little bit. So even inside of the Jungle Book, you know, Baloo's model kind of changes, which is fine. You know, that means the individual animators kind of got their fingerprints on them. I could tell that mine definitely is, you know, this part's too. I have to fix all of his lip synciness as well. I'm just slugging in a mouth shape. My Baloo is an odd amalgamation of different animators' interpretations of the same character. Which is not really, you need to have consistency. Not everyone can just draw the character any way they want, otherwise it doesn't look like the character. But even though, every artist brings their own little way of working, so it's... and what they'll bring to the character. Too zoomed in. I don't know that it's slightly problematic. Outsider Alita. Haven't seen you streaming in a while. Glad you're back at it. I do it every week. I missed the 1 week because I was a little behind on work. I think 2 weeks ago now at this point. I was a little behind on work, so I decided to not stream that morning. To see you too. I have my mic up today, which is a rarity. I don't normally have time. I keep my mic off.
Something this is nectar of.
I mean, I don't really like this hand movement here.
Something this is nectar of the gods.
I mean, maybe it works, or maybe if I put it on ones, probably sell this action a little better. Just gonna keep them out. Just looking.
Something this is nectar of.
I'll have to work on the lip sync later. I think that eye is a little high. think I'm going to finish up one more drawing here. I need to kind of sign out and get to work soon. For anybody who's hanging out with me, thank you. Sometimes doing these in-betweens here that are really tight can be a little on the tedious side, for sure. When done properly, you can add a lot of life. I did a shot last night, had a lot of tight in-betweens on it, and you know, for work. And it looks good. Just one thing to keep in mind. You're like, well, nothing looks like it's moving. And it's like, well, it is. It's living. And you're keeping the scene alive. And it keeps everything connected. And if not, keeps it from feeling disjointed. Got a little loosey-goosey on his eye line here. The cheek comes up, kind of swallows his eye a little bit. I'll have to get back and tweak up the lip sync. I'm not thrilled with it for now, but we'll get there. mean, I've been almost working on this for almost a year. I think I started it back in... I think it was July. And then I fell out of it for a long time. And at one point I almost abandoned it. I was like, well... I just got busy, especially in the fall. The last fall was extremely busy. I had several things on my plate. Aside from the fact that we were dealing with COVID and lockdowns. So this almost kind of fell to the wayside. And I think it was around Christmas time, December, winter, I decided to pick it back up again and see it through. Come hell or high water. I mean, that kind of has its ups and downs too, because like now, you're looking at work that's been taking place over the course of a year, and your thoughts change on it. You know, so like certainly as I look at this thing now, I'm seeing decisions that I made back almost a year ago that I don't know that I would have made the same decisions now. But I mean, if I have to kind of stick to my guns at some point here. Otherwise it'll never get done and it'll never have a voice. So, that's why I just decided to stick with it and see it through to the end. There's lots of things I don't like about it. There's lots of errors and acting choices I don't think I would make anymore, but I think it's important just to see it through and finish it. And I'll start something else. No idea. With me. this crawling around. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on with his mouth either, but it's slugging some mouth. Alright, let's see how it looks.
You know something? This is nectar of the gods. You know
I think this
something?
needs
is
ones
nectar
in
of
here. Right in here. This motion's too quick.
Something. This is nectar of the gods. Something. This is nectar of the.
Maybe just shove another in between there. Yeah, between these two. Or maybe even something between. Possibly between here too. I mean, you could put all these on ones actually, and it would. This is a quick.
This is nectar.
It's a very quick motion, and it needs a little more.
This is nectar.
You could use a little more definition. I think.
This is nectar of.
All right. That being said, I've been up now for almost 48 minutes, so I'm going to sign out. That's going to be it for today. Thank you for everyone who joined me in the chat. That's really great. Thank you very much. I think I have 4 or 5 people watching right now. Thank you for coming out, guys. I'll be here again next week. It's probably the same time. It's usually around 30 minutes or so. I went over a little bit today, and typically I don't have a mic, but I was able to put mine on today. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Take care. Thank you.